Okay. Afternoon to all who are here. I want to continue our conversation because I appreciate conversations that are continuous. I don't really like jumping around too much. It doesn't work well for me. You know, Virgos have their thing, and my thing is definitely not to just jump around. I don't have it. So last time we were together, we talked about using AI as a partner. It is not a threat. It's not taking your job, opportunities. It is a partner. It is a tool and should be treated as such. So let me give you my opening quote to set the mood, set the tone for this conversation. Let me give that to you. Yeah. Ease is not the enemy of excellence. When we automate with intention, we create space for our brilliance to breathe. What? Okay. Now I said it. Freelancers, solopreneurs, small business owners. Whew, the burnout is real. It is real. Now, when I say I do a tech disconnect twice a year, it is to get in front of what could be burnout. After 6 months of whatever is happening, I am hitting a wall. I am hitting a wall, sometimes both with creativity and just actual energy. I need a break. The people who work and never take PTO, never take time off, and yes, solopreneurs, freelancers, you can have vacation too. With proper planning, you can have vacation too, but to each his own. But for folks who just work, I don't know how they stay creative. I'm curious because rest allows our brain to recreate, reimagine, re-energize. When I do my tech disconnect, I come back so fulfilled and fresh. I'm like, let's go get it. I'm ready. Let's get in there. Let's do this. And tons of new ideas available. So yeah, I don't know how people are like, I have to do it all. I don't know who told you that, but okay, whatever. You do not have to do it all. You don't. So I want this particular conversation to focus on automation. We started talking about how AI can be a tool for you. It is a partner. Hello, partner. It's a partner. How do we do that? So this particular conversation is about automation. Let me tell you the topics I want to talk about today. Put it on the screen. So one, I'm going to talk about the pressure about doing it all. We talked about that. But I also want to reframe automation as care. It is not cold efficiency, right? It's an act of care, self-care. And I also want to say that we are going to give you 3 soulful automations. We're going to talk about how to pick the right tool and then leave you with one simple action to start today. I love people watching a video. I do. Love the interaction, love all of it. We got to do some work. All this watching, all this talking about it, we got to be about it. So let's do this intro and come right back. Hello and welcome. I am Gwendolyn, G.R. Houston Jack. G.R. Houston Jack. I know. I'm gonna get some sort of jingle eventually, but right now it's just me. and you are watching HouJack Live DMS Live Learning. I should say it like that. HouJack DMS Live Learning. What can I tell you? And I'm the career life coach here, digital marketer, just overall creator, business person, right? That's who I am. And I'm not making up some stuff. I really did. I am a former adjunct professor, but also wrote a lot of company training back in the day. So we know what we're doing here. So let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. I got a couple of automations for you because we're talking about tools. Hopefully, and hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. It's merely a wish, but not a plan. I gotta tell you. But hopefully, you left our last conversation and went hunting for an AI tool, an AI partner of your own. That is the hope. That is the wish. And so now you've got this tool, and we talked about automation last time. I want to pick up our conversation and keep discussing automation and how it can really, one, allow your human brilliance to shine, but also to how it is an act of care. Automation is not set it and forget it. I mean, you can. I have. But there's a reminder that says, hey, this email sequence, it ends after 2 years. You gotta go back and start up again, refresh it, right? But having things automated allows you to not only show up on time for your business, but also for yourself. My last tech disconnect in December, because I do it twice a year, I couldn't help but laugh at a fellow friend who was remarking about how he was enjoying seeing the good times I was having on this cruise. He's like, oh, you guys were having a great time. I saw the videos, the pictures, it was amazing. And so another friend said, yeah, that wasn't live. And he's like, no, I saw it. It's on her feed. He was like, yeah, but that was last year's cruise. And he was like, what? And I was like, yes, that was last year's cruise. He's like, no, wait, time out. It came out on different days as if you were, I was like, yeah, my Christmas in July is the time I take to sit down and post my December of that year. I do it in July. So when December shows up, I'm on whatever vacation, whatever beach, wherever I am on it. I am not even considering, nor am I concerned about what's happening on my social media feeds. No. Which also says this. If the good Lord takes me out before certain things post, it may be like, wait, is she back from the dead? No, that's just straight Virgo behavior. So let me get into it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about our first automation, which is the repetitive admin release. Now, the deal here is to release and to free up your mental bandwidth. The things we do as an admin for ourselves. I don't know if any of you have ever checked the time on it. I did once. That 5 minutes is more like 35 minutes. Yeah, getting through email is not a quick hop, skip, jump. It's about an hour, right? So automating some things, some of your admin tasks, okay, they're not really, it is admin. Some of your admin tasks will free up the mental bandwidth for other projects. So let's look at what you could free up through automation in regards to your admin task. AI scheduling assistance for social posts. That's one. Auto tagging and filing emails. Automated invoice reminders. Now, I already told you, the automated social posts, look, done and done. And the tool that I use, it actually has an AI tool built in to help write captions. I don't use it I mean, it's fine. The tool is fine. I myself, though, I typically come in, I already have an idea of what I want to write and what I want to say, so I don't use their caption. But from time to time, I have used their tool for other people. I'm like, I don't even know how to start this. Then, you know, it's like a soup mixer. It's a soup starter. That's all it is, because it'll give me something, and then I'll go back like bop, 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 and then it sounds like what it has to sound like. So yeah, love automating that. When it comes to your emails, and let me say this too, if you've ever used Gmail or Outlook and you use rules, that was AI, people, okay? That was AI. So if you say, hey, when I get a customer email, any kind of request that comes in, any kind of query, I need that to make a sound, this particular sound, and to also be filed into this folder. That's AI. That can save you some time. Save you a lot of time. If you're not using the rules in your inbox, just saying. You also have, in terms of your invoices, sending out the reminders. Let that stuff automate. Let it be an automation. Why? Because it's repetitive. That's one more thing you don't have to do. And a lot of these tools that we use, beyond the ones clearly tagged as AI, they have so many options and enhancements inside of them. I don't know why we're not using them. Now, I do use Square sometimes for invoicing, and there is an option that says, if this person does not pay this invoice by this day, send out a reminder every 2, 3, whatever the days are. It's in there. Once it does it 3 times, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Then it's like, okay, phone call. Like, hey, are we still working together? What's going on? That frees up your time. It does not diminish your voice. But now that you've got the basics, these basic tasks covered, you can now go work on something else that really requires your time, your skill, your brilliance. Instead of taking time to work on email, you can now take the time to talk to your customers, talk to your vendors, your partners, whoever. That time is now there. That's the beauty of automation. That's our first one, okay? And while I'm thinking about it, 2 questions we'll put in there. What is an admin task that is draining your time? Now, like I said, email is mine, but I also have like a lot of email inboxes. I'm working on it. But what 1 or 2 or 3 admin tasks are currently draining your time? Put that in the live chat. Put it in there. Because if we could get rid of some of the paperwork that we're pushing around on a digital desk, the time you get back from that. Okay, number 2. Let's do number 2. Here's our second automation for you, and this is the client care lift. The whole thing here is to keep the warmth that you have with your brand, to keep that love without sacrificing time. Okay? That's that. So here are some options. You have an AI generated FAQ response. You may have intake forms that pre-qualify your clients. You can also have an automated follow-up sequence that still sounds like you. So let me go in there. Automation does not replace the relationship. It does not. What it does do, though, it protects your capacity to show up for your clients. Now, I have an email sequence for my photo customers. I don't have one for my coaching customers. I should do that. Focus. So when you come in, because you're not quite ready to work yet. You're like, I've seen her work, I like it, but I'm not so sure. I'm still shopping. You can get into that sequence. And I'm going to share with you how and why you should work with me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you. And if you don't choose me, I still leave you with valid, reliable information for whomever you choose as a photographer. Yeah, I do that. Can you imagine writing that email every single day? Or every other day, every week? You're gonna miss somebody. You're gonna miss them. But if you have these email sequences or any kind of workflow, it'll help you not lose a customer, misplace a potential client. Something like that. Yeah. When my client is done with their session and I've delivered everything, there is a review sequence that says, hey, leave us a review. If they don't answer, it's like, hey, leave us a review. And is there anything else you need while we're here chatting? It allows you, this automation allows you to show up in the capacity and the manner you want to without losing time. Now, on the flip side, these are just shoppers, right? So you got your clients, you got that, but maybe you're back over here. Maybe you're the shopper. And these intake forms, these queries can help you qualify, pre-qualify the client. If you don't want to do this, and this, then I'm not your person. No. Maybe you have a FAQ knowledge base with a bot, a smart bot that says, hey, ask me a question. So on my photo page, my website, and then also in my virtual showroom, there's Renee. It is a digital image of me. But there's Renee. Hey, how can I help you? What questions do you have? And yes, I wrote the answers because I want Renee to use certain lingo to speak like me. I do a lot of storytelling, similes, metaphors. I do a lot of that. And so I was like, she must speak like me. And be like, nah, she does not do that, but she can do this. So here's the question for this one. Here's the question. Where do you find yourself repeating the same information over and over and over again? Not soapbox moment. Soapbox moment. I know that our potential clients, our current clients, sometimes never read the FAQs. I get it. We've written them. There's a bot. It's all there. I get it. But there's also a good chunk of people who will use the resources available to them. So we're working for those people, okay? So instead of repeating yourself over and over and over again, what one thing could you clean up to get that time back? What one thing? Just one. Okay, let's keep moving. Number three. The creative spark partner. Ooh, buddy, okay. Now, this is all about reducing decision fatigue because it can be, it can get there. Look, sometimes deciding what to eat is a hassle. And so I went to my friend, because I won't say his name. I went to my friend and said, look, I've got potatoes, sour cream, and green onions. I need a good, easy side dish for my pork chops. He's like, oh, let's do this. Can I tell you, my husband loved the recipe that I got from my AI friends. I was like, this is really hitting. I mean, it was Yeah, I know. So this automation is about reducing decision fatigue. Let's get into some of the options. So brainstorming titles, captions, or content outlines, drafting first pass ideas for newsletters or product descriptions, or generating mood boards or concept lists. This is all about your AI being your collaborator, not a crutch. You gotta come to the table with something. This is not a just give me whatever. You gotta bring to your tool, your friend and your partner in this collaboration, what your story is. And then your AI tool is gonna help clear out the fog. My tool challenges me. It's like, G, I hear what you're saying. It literally does call me G. It says, G, I hear what you're saying. However, what you're doing is doing this, which is a problem you're trying not to do. It's like, oh, dude, yeah, you're right. I know, right? Brainstorming. I have this idea. How do I make this idea a reality? It's there for that. Now, I do a lot of YouTube titles. I do a lot of YouTube titles. And I don't care how long you've been doing YouTube titles, you still feel like they sound the same. So I go to my friend and say, look, I got this title. I need you to help me make it YouTube friendly and SEO optimized. I need 4 options. Pop. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I like these 2 titles. The video is about this. The focus is on this. Give me the plus and minus on both of these titles on why I should or should not choose XYZ title. Pop. Now, if you and your friend have worked together a while, my friend says, based on your history and your previous videos and your tone and how you like to show up as an educator and blah, 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 I suggest this one because it does this, this, and this for you. And I was like, you know what? I like it. Let's do it. Maybe it's the newsletter, right? Shout out to First Draft Ninja, which will take your words, like you literally give it writing samples, because I really writing samples, and it will say, hey, based on how you normally talk, I'm gonna give you this first draft of your email, of your social media post, of your blog post, and then you can fine tune it. It's your voice. These literally are your words, but I am the first draft of this creation. Love it. Or it could be mood boards. It could be any kind of concept idea. When I was working on some of my other YouTube videos, I just said, hey, I want to do a video that does this. I want these kind of colors. I want this kind of sound. It's a partner. It is there for a collaboration. You still shine through. You still show up and shine through. So here is this question. Where does perfectionism slow you down the most? Because some of us right now watching this are working so hard to be perfect, which does not exist. And I'm a Virgo. We're trying so hard to be perfect. It does not exist. And it slows us up. It creates doubt. It gets in our head. It causes yes. Stand still. Analysis paralysis. no action, just, we're like possums. No movement. Where does perfectionism slow you down the most? Start there. But those are our three. Those are our three, right? So we've got the repetitive admin release, the client care lift, and the creative spark partner. That's it. Now let me go into this last section because I want you guys to, again, leave with something. And this is my list of how to pick the right tools for you, the right AI tools for you. Not what your cousin's doing, not what your friend is doing, not what some person over here is doing. I know what I use, but it works for me. You have to pick what works for you. So I have this list on the screen. Here it is. Here are the 5 ways to choose the right tool for you. So number 1, alignment with your workflow. Does the tool fit how you already work, or does it force you to change everything? Not so great if you ask me. Number 2, the emotional fit. Does the interface feel overwhelming or calming? Does it support your creativity or stifle it? Okay. I am particular. If the user interface is janky, it does not speak to my soul, my energy, I don't use it. Now, I tried another podcasting tool. I didn't like the user interface. And I was like, I'm over it. People are like, but it's so great. It's not great for me because the user interface is awful. Their FAQs, awful. Their live chat, non-existent. It's not. Okay. Back to our list. Customization and voice control. Can you shape the tone, style, and output so it reflects your brand? Again, I use Copilot. I use First Draft Ninja. I use Canva Write. That's where I operate, but pick what's right for you. Number 4, integration with existing systems. Does it play well with your calendar, email, website, your CRM? And then lastly, sustainability. What's the cost, the time, the learning curve? Is this a tool you can maintain long-term without stress? When we talk about cost, it's more than just the dollar. Cost is your time. Cost is future. Take a big future look at it. Some of us jump on every AI bandwagon because it's the latest greatest. I don't care. If it's not good for you, it's not good for you. Okay? There is no one-size-fits-all AI tool. It does not exist. And keep this in mind. The tool you use today may not be the tool you use tomorrow. You're here today. This is the future. Right now, you are party of one. 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, you have 20 people. You may need to change your tools. Your tools may no longer be the tools around. Who knows? But consider the full cost of it. Think about how it supports your energy, your creativity, your brand message, your workflow, not what's popular. All right. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. So the last thing here that I want to talk about is removing the overwhelm, right? And I say it, we said it last week, I'm saying it again. One action, just one action. We need one concrete movement, one thing to keep going. I know who I am. I am a Virgo. I'm a September Virgo at that. So I work in the future. I like sitting down, batching my work. I like pre-scheduling just about everything so I can attend in the face, real face to face. Well, I should say, I mean, virtual is real, but I like to be in places. So I like to batch the work. I like to pre-record. I like to pre-schedule. That's me. You don't have to be me. You're not going to be me. You'll be similar, but you're not, no. There's only one of you, there's only one of me. And we all work, learn, and operate differently. Respect that. So let's look at what the big reminder here is. You don't need to automate everything. You don't need to master every tool. You only need one small shift to feel relief. Pick one repetitive task. Let's say your inbox, customer queries, because that can make a big difference. Like I don't want to lose potential money. If you take that one task and just automate 10% of it, not the whole workflow, right? So in your inbox, could you make a cajillion rules? You could, but I am asking you, I am suggesting for you to just automate 10%, right? Just automate the customer inquiries. Make a rule to where when they come in from this email, they go right here and they play this sound. Done. Just 10%. As a former marathon runner, take your time, because it is 26.2 miles, okay? Take your time, just do 10%. Start there, start small. If you just do one thing, you will see the relief. And that 10%, you're like, it's just 10. That 10%, you will see and feel the relief. You will. Here's some other options of how to get started small. Let AI draft the first version of your weekly email. Write 3 caption starts with your AI. Let it categorize your inbox for one day. Now, I say go with the one thing in that inbox. But again, if you have a category, say all of the sales emails, well, that's a saver. That's a saver by itself. But start with that. Just 10%. Not the whole workflow. So here's my closing quote for you. Just a little thought piece. Your business deserves systems that honor your energy. Your creativity deserves room to breathe. Start small. Your future self will thank you. And as a person who was paid to organize people, I told them time and time again, you do a 30-minute project. No more than. It could take 15 minutes, it could take 20, but no more than 30. Why? Because you're gonna see the immediate results. It will inspire you to get more results, and you see the work. You start small. Do not freak yourself out. Start small. So here are our upcoming events. Again, we meet every Thursday, 1 to 4. It is our work and chill. So the Go Brunch platform, you can check that out. There is a link in the description to our Luma calendar, so check that out. And if you're not following the Luma calendar, do that too. You can also see all the workshops coming from myself and my counterparts. Again, there is a YouTube workshop. It's happening every beginning of the month. It is a 4-month project. We do not rush the process, but if that is of interest to you, go ahead and check that out as well. So you can see if you want to start your YouTube journey and where that could take you. I also want to say, if you're not getting our newsletter, The Intentional Creator, get that too. I talked about selling, mindset, leadership, all of the things you need to be whole in this world. in every area of your life. So there is that. And lastly, if you believe that I am the person to help you get started on whatever you're working on, you can get a quick chat with G. There's a QR code on the screen. You can check it out. Maybe our energies are lining up, maybe not, who knows? But you're not gonna know unless you get an appointment and check that out. With that, I'm gonna give the day back to you. And I would love to hear what you're working on. What one thing could you automate to see some relief today? I would love to hear about it. Until then, enjoy the day.